wondering what other S's I might end up with there. Can I welcome everybody here also? It's fantastic to see so many people this evening, and can I also pay my respects to the Wardandi people? And make a note, those of you who don't know, we have a Wardandi woman who is our Bunbury candidate, Mitchell Hutchins, and she's doing an amazing job. And she is running because she wants to see more voice for the Wardandi people here in the southwest. So it's a great night. We have an amazing number of pieces of work that have been donated for this. Several of which I really want to bid for myself, which is kind of a bit counterintuitive. But I've got my eyes on a few. And can I really thank all the donors. I know that some of you are here this evening, and I really appreciate the support that you're offering to this campaign. As Jerry has said, we don't have big end of town donors, we don't have unions or other big backers, so we do rely very much on people like you in the community to fund our campaign. And we need it because we need to be heard. Advertising costs money, getting on the radio costs money, we're hoping to run some advertisements on the television as well, so all of that is going to be need money to underpin that. And I think we've got a really important message. It's really essential, in my view, humble view perhaps, that the Southwest deserves green representation again in the Parliament. There are many issues that we've fought together over the last few years, and being here in Margaret River, of course, the first thing that comes to mind is coal mining. And what an excellent job you have done as a community to keep coal mining out of this region and to protect your aquifers. And I hope I've played some part in that, particularly by trying to introduce legislation to actually put it beyond doubt that the community should have a say about what happens in their region. The Mining Act should not override communities' wishes. The second thing I want to say, of course, is our steadfast opposition to GM crops and GM foods. Again, Margaret River is a hotbed of GM activism, and I note that Mr. Collier, who's running for Warren Blackwood, isn't he, has heard the community's views on GM, and is beginning to think maybe he ought to have an opinion against GM. But if you really want to have a party that knows about GM and knows why we want to keep them out of the state, then we're the ones. I wanted to touch on two other issues which I think are going to be vital in the next few weeks. One is what's happening with a drying climate. We're experiencing unprecedented changes in the southwest. In my view, we're the only party that has some solutions, some long-term planning that will help us deal with drastically reduced runoff and drastic changes in our environment. And one of those things is to make sure that we finally put an end to logging our native forests. It's long overdue. It's about time we actually shifted fully into plantation production, which will actually create more jobs. Those forests are worth more standing up, collecting carbon and protecting us from climate change. And finally, making the connection about having a resilient and healthy agricultural sector that promotes local growers, diversified products, the sort of excellent things that get produced in Margaret River, making the connection with the city so that you get good returns for the work that you do. And that's the kind of issues that I'll be pursuing in the Parliament should I get elected. And I think that it's important that the Southwest is a kind of watershed in terms of where it goes. A lot of people are giving up on farming. The average age of a farmer in Western Australia, if you don't know already, is 58. What do we do to keep young people on the country and providing healthy green products? So, to conclude, we've got some excellent lower house candidates, some of whom are here this evening and you will hear from later. I wanted to just do a shout out to Michael Baldock, who's up the back there. He's our candidate for Bass. And where's Nerily Bosshammer? She must be somewhere. Nerily has been a huge component of putting this event together. Wave, Nerily, I know you're... And I happen to notice our candidate for Collie Preston has come on. see you, Kingsley. We've got an excellent team and we have an excellent event that's been put on here. Can I take this opportunity to thank everybody who's put an enormous amount of work into putting this on. I have some idea of how much organisation it takes, and again thank all the donors who come from somewhere from Albany, Denmark, this area, some from Perth. We've had donations from far and wide. So have a great evening. Please give generously, bid enthusiastically. I'm going to be in there bidding for some things too because I've got my eye on them. Thanks, Jerry.